suppose all of that needs time and years to learn, but what are a few basic things to start with?
Well, we've all heard that practice makes perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
In anything. And I've always said that's only half right. And I learned this from a guy many years ago. And he said, perfect practice makes perfect, because you can get really good at doing something the wrong way.
Yes.
And obviously that's what we want to avoid that. And when it comes to trading, you want to make sure that you are doing things the right way. And if this sounds like an obvious statement, and if you're not, you have to have the ability to stop yourself. It's like the world famous Las Vegas Strip is about 20 minutes that way. And I can go down there right now and I can see hundreds of people, thousands of people sitting at the tables with a new system that they came up with, at home, and they flew here to try it out. Or worse, they have it, I see this all the time where the couple's standing there and she'll say, I don't want to go gamble. I want to go over to the store. And he'll say, okay, I'm going to go sit down at the table. And she'll say, all right, well, don't lose more than $500. And he says, don't worry. Don't worry, I won't. Now, so what do you think is going to happen? The guy's going to sit there at that table until he loses that $500, because the odds of him turning it into 5,000 are slim to none. So it's like, I've heard that many times, and I kind of chuckle and think, you're better off just walking around and seeing the sites and keeping the 500 in your pocket, because the odds of you turning that into something are very, very slim. But they're going after this dream. They have this idea that it's going to somehow turn into this. They're going to be on the news that night having pulled the lever and made $1 million. I think people get too wrapped up in the perceived dream as opposed to the realistic journey. And if you just map it out, again, I barely made it through high school. I never went to college. I've always been able to see things in a common sense way. And I've been able to see things where it's like, hey, I can do that. And I figured out a better way of doing it. Or I can build that business and do it better than the other guy, or I can trade and I will have the focus and the discipline to make sure that I don't go off the rails. I like to describe it as, if you're someone that likes to color outside the lines, don't do this. If you can control yourself, and I've already said this a few times, I know, but it's an important personality trait to have in any profession. You have to be focused. And too many people, they let outside influences come in and derail them, which, we're human. I get it. But you have to, get back and realize that it's the basics that get you somewhere.